Yeah, I don't play on courses anymore. But yeah, I used to play golf. I used to be pretty good, actually. Actually, daydreamed about, you know, making a life of it. Then my back went out. Fuck that. Blah, 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 blah. Publish. Yeah, we'll publish. That's a good idea. Alright. We gotta put in this goddamn link. Paste. God, I'm so tired. I didn't get any sleep last night because I was doing that damn legal shit. So I am really, 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 really tired. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about it, but I'm gonna have to do something, I think. But I don't think I'll make it. So where the fuck's the goddamn thing of a Bobby? Blog TV. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Blog TV's all fucked up. Alright, how do I fix this resolution problem? I had this before. Broadcast again. There we go. Okay, that fixed that. Wow, Gary, you're really smart. He reloaded the page and fixed the problem. Huh. Alright, there, I think that's done. Alright, let's play the video just for fun. Alright, just a generic Stickam video, posting link below and such and so forth. I'm really tired. So, I might take a break. Okay, yeah, that was good enough. Alright, enough of that shit. Okay, hey, I actually got this shit done. I thought I would fuck it all up. I think I'm done. Yeah, debate faith does suck. Yeah, I can't. I mean, it's just, you know, there's way too many arrogant people in one room. Just doesn't work for me anyway. Can't get a word in edgewise there, as they say. And they just talk all this little babbly bullshit. Nothing that means anything. Oh, I forgot I got spaghetti cooking. Gotta go check my spaghetti. Hold on, fuckers.
Gary, I fucking unsubscribed from John Paul Dorn, and I've had enough of him. And you know I'd never do it because you said, but I did do it, so now you can unfucking block me.
It's really not part of the contract, but I will do it just because of that. It's good enough. Close enough.
It's just, dude, you can't expect me to accept the obvious as quick as everybody else does. But yeah, what a fucking idiot that guy is.
Oh, you could really see it. I haven't watched anything recent, but I mean, when he did a Coughlin video, I mean, I was just like, oh, please. Now he's gonna lecture Coughlin. I mean, he's just going up the list. Just such a fucking tool.
The John Paul Dorn guy, is that the guy with the motorcycle and the wheelie, or is that some other douchebag?
I never saw him on his motorcycle. I don't think I'd be a little afraid to see him on a motorcycle, but yeah, I don't think he's the style. I don't think he's the type.
Yeah, there was some guy you were debating. He started out each one of his videos with him. Like,
oh no, that's that whatever he is. That's the guy from Holland or something. Not Holland, whatever that other.
It's like after you block me, you start making fucking videos I want to comment on and insightful things about the bullying and everything. And I know you do it just to fucking piss me off.
Yeah, and I find it just the opposite, because I like a block Pyro, so I go to his channel page, I say, oh, maybe Pyro made a good video, and I say, oh shit, I'm not missing nothing here. He's talking about crap. The economy stuff was good, but you're all wrong. I mean, unfortunately, people think world works. I mean, shit, it has nothing to do with the money system. It has to do with credit cards. That's what happened in 19... You know why they call it the Roaring '20s? They call it the Roaring '20s because everybody was borrowing money everywhere. Okay, everybody was in colossal debt. It's when debt was invented. They didn't have credit cards, but they had credit. They were buying they were buying everything on credit.
Come on, living off imaginary money is one of the best things we ever invented.
Yeah, it works for 10 years, and then yeah, you fucking go to hell in a handbasket.
Hey, as long as it's your last 10 years, that's your kid's problem.
That's how people look at it, that's for sure,
No, the thing about money, I don't really know. I admit, I don't really know what the solution, and maybe the money as we have it. But the thing is, this problem with money that makes me think there is a problem with the way the currency is that you can't reduce every value to one fucking value scale. Like $1 million fucking Lamborghini is the same as paying somebody $1 million because you killed their husband from not making your fucking mind safe enough. Those things are not the same, man. And money will always make those the same. The money as we know.
Well, I know, but the money doesn't matter. It's the transactions and and how you acquire ownership. The game is ownership. It's that title. Because once you own something that's a piece of surplus, you're going to make money. You're going to find a way to derive an income off of it. And that's where, like on the banks, you were wrong, in my opinion. Is because that's what people have done. They've collateralized their surplus. They've turned their surplus into liquid cash. And they've made it loanable, all right? And so that's basically what banks do. They take assets in, they call them an asset, even though it's like a house. And yeah, a house usually has value in the future, okay? So everything's fine as long as house prices keep going up. The racket works. But as soon as house prices crash, well, now the racket's over. It's done. It's fucked because all the assets, all the cash is based on that broken collateral now. There is no cash. The cash has to be deflated in value because the loans were made on false collateral.
I read an article in the Wall Street Journal, I think it was a Wednesday edition. They said that foreclosure rates are anticipated to go up from the current 23% to like 40% nationwide. So I think what we're seeing is just a repeat of the Great Depression as GD2, man, just a massive transfer of wealth from the poor and the middle class to the rich.
Well, I mean, the transfer already took place. So I mean, the transfer already took place. The problem is that the rental contracts can't be paid. The interest on the transfer can't be paid. So we borrowed a whole bunch of money, and we can't pay the interest anymore, and so that's why the game's over. And so we can't finance the rental contracts, and that's when the whole thing's going to crash. It's because everybody's going to try to make their money real money. Everybody's going to try to take what they've got and put it into something that won't turn to shit. because obviously they're going to turn cash into shit. They're going to start printing cash to buy U.S. bonds. They've already done it for almost $2 trillion worth in the last 3 years. You know, there was only $3 trillion of cash in circulation 5 years ago. 3 trillion, and now there's 5 trillion. That's where they're heading. And so just think about that. So your money's already lost half its, almost 40% of its value in just 2 years, 3 years. And that's where that's the train wreck. That's the German, you know, buy a loaf of bread with a wheelbarrow full of cash kind of scenario. It looks like that's where they're going to go. They're going to prop up the stock market by destroying cash.
You know what? I'm confused about something, which is this part of the crisis where they've stopped the foreclosures for a while and stuff because they weren't processing the paperwork. I don't fucking get that. What was going on? They don't actually know if the people haven't paid, or I don't understand what the fuck that's about. How could you have?
Well, they can't take the losses. The banks go bankrupt if they take the losses. So if they foreclose, they have to write off the loss. They're stuck with a property they're going to have to resell at 1/3 of its value, plus all the expense of the dilapidation of the property, the destruction of it, everything else that's taken place. So it's a huge loss, and so the banks can't put that on their books, all right, because they're going to be insolvent if they do.
But they're talking.
That's the major point, Gary. There's a minor point. That was definitely the major point. The minor point is the paper trail on these mortgages is so long. Half of these banks, they can't find the liens. You can't foreclose unless you can show somebody the paper. We actually have the lien on your property.
So is the issue these people weren't paying, but they can't establish that they actually own the lien? Or is it that, I mean, because they're talking about it like these people might have been paying. Nobody fucking knows where the money was supposed to go or something. I just can't get how, I mean, all my financial transactions seems to be fucking tracked right down to the goddamn letter. I don't understand how. I really don't understand what the
the banks don't want to foreclose because they're not foreclosing on increased value collateral. I mean, they would have loved foreclosing 5 years ago because they would have owned the asset plus everything the person paid in plus their deposit. All right, so they would have won big. They would have had a property that increased 10% in value every year, plus they would have had the down payment, plus they would have had all the equity the person had spent on the house. So that was a big win for them, a foreclosure. All right, now a foreclosure is a huge loss. Like I said, the house is going to sell for half of its value. They don't have a deposit. They don't have a down payment that's anything. You know, they got a down payment of $30,000 on a $500,000 house. So they got nothing. So it's a big, huge loss, and they can't put that loss down in their books because then they're not gonna make their reserve requirements.
So wait, are you saying they
insolvent?
They outed their own lack of paperwork as an excuse to force themselves to not foreclose?
Oh yeah, of course. Because even they have these stock certificates that, you know, where they bundle a bunch of mortgages and then they sell it as a stock. All right. But the actual lien, the actual paperwork, still held by the bank. So the bank still has the capacity to enforce the mortgage. So that, you know, that's just a pile of crap. The mortgage isn't cut into 100 different pieces. It's still one piece of paper. All right. It just means who holds who's holding the bag for it. It changes. But the game is that who's holding the bag are the other banks. It's the other banks that bought other banks. They insured each other essentially. Okay, Bank A insured Bank C, which insured Bank D, which insured Bank E. So they all insured each other against, you know, it's like me and you went to Las Vegas and we all said to each other, I'll insure your losses, and I'll insure your losses, and I'll insure your losses. It's not going to change the game any in the end. Okay, you're going to lose.
I think where the paper trail just went exponential was around about 2004, 2005, when anybody who could, you know, fog a mirror was granted a loan application, and things just went crazy when they got into these mortgage-backed securities and something called SIV, structured investment vehicles, and that's when, you know.
Well, it was all legitimate in a sense, okay?